Hello, this is Dread from Epic Builds. In this video topic, we'll look over my entire time playing this game and reminisce on builds I found to be the most fun during my time in Terra. A disclaimer, some of these builds are outdated or need to be updated to this patch with idols and base types. I plan on redoing all of these builds in the future and will probably hold a poll on what build to bring back first. These builds will be posted in no particular order, but I'll be putting my favorite build of all time in the last slot, so I hope you watch through the full video. If you did not know, I actually do stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/apprentice_epoch builds, where I go through making builds and I answer questions of the community, and I help a lot of new players get into the game. With that being said, let's get into the video, shall we? For the first build we'll cover, a build I just made recently that would be Volcanus Cast on Hit Warpath Paladin. This build surprised me hard, as in patch 8.2, the unique sword Volcanus was buffed heavily, including its magma shards, which has a 10% chance to proc on melee hit, and it has surpassed all of my expectations. It also utilizes divine bolts to proc to assist with clear, and since Volcanus itself has a lot of flat fire spell damage, it allows you to build a spell-based build with Warpath. Warpath also has a lot of synergy with this setup, as there's a lot of nodes that give global more hit damage. Another thing that surprised me with this build was how much damage Holy Aura's Flame Burst was doing. I was like killing rares like instantly, and bosses were absolutely chunked. I'm surprised at how much single target DPS this build pulled out in the end, and I'm very proud of it. My next favorite build is gonna be Reign of Winter Marksman. This is definitely a concept I'll be returning to soon, as this patch has introduced a lot of mana regeneration into the game, which makes it so that we can dump Flurry and make the build feel way better. The concept of the build is to run the bow, drop from level 90 Herot, Reign of Winter. So we use the node in multi-shot, Giant Slayer, to allow our multi-shot to hit multiple targets multiple times, meaning that we can proc our 10% chance to cast Icicle on bow hit, which is a lot when you take into account how many arrows we have spewing out of multi-shot. We also use Morning Frost, as that's the best way to scale our flat damage for our Icicles, giving us well over 80 plus spell cold flat damage. The third build on this list is Flame Reave SpellBlade. The wind up plus the explosion on this build is one of my favorite feels good moments in last Epoch. The new addition of the Sunwreath unique ring allows us to save a point to put somewhere else, and we also go for generic elemental flat damage instead of the shock version I used to run, and it allows us to save a lot more points, allowing us to grab the node that returns our Flame Reave to us whenever we cast it, meaning we pretty much almost do double the amount of damage sometimes, and makes clearing monoliths a complete breeze. One of my pet favorite builds has to be Serpent Strike Beastmaster. The way Serpent Strike alone feels to play, in combination with the usage of the aspect of the Viper to scale your damage, while also using attack speed to exponentially scale our poison damage through the roof, I 100% plan on revisiting this build, as it's very old, but the concept will be very strong. It just needs updated gear and blessings, and also idols. One thing I love about this build as well is how much free dodge percentage we get from Maelstrom and from Serpent Strike's tree itself, making Monolith grinding a complete breeze, including all the movement speed we get. There are so many ways I could upgrade this build, and I can't wait to try it. For my favorite build of all time, it is going to be Bleed Warpath Paladin. Yes, there are 2 Warpath Paladin builds on the list. I am, in fact, a certified Warpath Andy. So this build has a lot of special meaning to me, as it has been a creation over a whole year of playtesting, experience, and passion. And finally making a Warpath build feel good after the gigantic nerfs it received long ago makes it even more satisfying. Over the patches, it got small indirect buffs here and there, and even gotten a 20% more damage buff. And now that mana regen exists and volatile reversal's bugs have been ironed out, I 100% plan on updating this build in the future. Thank you all for watching and enjoying the video. Please let me know in the comments what builds from this video you want to see again. And also as well, if you have any pet favorite builds you also probably want to see on the channel. And this has been Dread from Epic Builds, and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you're at. Bye!